Welcome to the Scrapbooking Photographer YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Linda, the Scrapbooking Photographer. Today's video is a demonstration on paper weaving combined with one of our current Christmas paper packs called Christmas Story. This pack is a delightful collection of papers in traditional Christmas tones. It's available with or without the sticker sheet and has 2 sheets each of 3 double-sided 12 by 12 designer papers. At the top of each piece of 12 by 12 is what we call the zip strip. In this pack we have the reindeer names, a tartan strip and one with the look of a Christmas garland, which is the one we'll be using today. So we'll put the others to one side and take a closer look at this one. Zip strips are an added extra on top of the 12 by 12 designer papers close to my heart. Now, if we turn it over, on the reverse side of the zip strip is a list of all the cardstock colours that coordinate with this paper pack. So with this pack, we've got black, candy apple, espresso, French vanilla, harbour, mink, pine, sage, scarlet and toffee. And today we're going to combine scarlet with this side of the paper and our zip strip. But first we've got to cut the zip strip off. There we go. Now to cut a matching piece from the designer paper. The zip strip is 1/2 inch wide, so we'll measure the same here and then repeat it with the scarlet cardstock. And now we have 3 coordinating strips, all 12 inches long, ready for the next stage. This is the card we're creating today, which has 2 matching sections of paper weaving. To begin our paper weaving, we'll start with our original zip strip. This will end up being the centre cross on both these squares. Each strip in this particular design measures 2.5 inches long. So using our cutter and measuring each piece to 2.5 inches long, we'll get 2 from each colour to make 1 square and then repeat for the second square. So I'll just quickly cut the others ready to go. Okay, so here we are with all our pieces trimmed and they're all equal 2.5 pieces. Now this is 2.5 inches long. These pieces will make one of the squares. So what I do is take the middle piece and line it up on my grid so that it's exactly in the middle. And then you can use your tape runner to put, you can tell that you need the sticky in the middle. So you just can do that there and then add this, also making sure that it's in the middle. So it'll need 4 squares each side. Okay. Then it's just a matter of weaving these in. So I leave a gap of 1 square in the middle and then you've got the 1 square on the back. So again, you can stick that in the middle because you know that with that one over the top, this one has to go underneath. So lining it up nice and evenly, sticking it down. The same on the other side with the coordinating paper. It's going to go underneath, like so. Lining it up. Oops. Putting the sticky down. Excuse my dogs barking in the background if you can hear that. And there we go. Okay, so the coordinating bits to provide the weaving are going to go under here, over here and under here. So in other words, like that. So we need the sticky on this piece, this other end here, and on the top part there. Okay. So then it's just a matter of sneaking it under, lining it up on the grid. It really helps to do it on the grid. And the same with this one, under here, and it's going to go under there like so. So we know that the sticky is going to go on that piece, and that piece. So we're just lining the sticky up with the two grids in the middle, and then we're going over and under the one on the end. And there you have your square. Nice and even and nice and straight. Okay, so I'll now put the card together. This design is for our slimline card range, and the slimline cards measure 8.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So we're going to do a background with the pine cardstock, and again measuring it against the grid to make the maths easy, we'll come in one whole square all the way around. So one square is 1/4 inch, so we need to take 1/2 inch off to allow for both ends, and both top and bottom. So we're going to trim this in that case to 3 inches by 8 inches. Good bit of adhesive, make it stick, and then using the grid on the Versamat again to line it up so everything is nice and even. Okay, so these little beauties, I like to have things kind of even and looking straight, so we'll have them going the same way. Now you can decide for yourself whether you want them to go that way or the other way. I like it that way with the plain colour coming into the middle. Okay, I think we'll do it there. Now what we're going to do is put a little square in the middle. Everything looks better with odd numbers, so we're going to put a 3rd square in there out of plain cardstock that we can stamp on. So the square in the middle, I'm just going to combine. Remember when we looked on the back of the zip strip, sage is one of the coordinating colours with this pack and this zip strip. So I think sage would go quite nicely, and we're going to make it slightly more than 2 inches. So just moving it along to the first, not quite 2 1/4. Making it square. And that's going to slot in on an angle and fit beautifully in the middle, which also means we can cut a white square to fit in there at exactly 2 inches. Here we go, that will fit in there with a little frame around it. Okay, so we'll just put that to one side. We'll turn this over. On the back of this Versamat is a nice spongy area that's great for stamping. So we need our block, which is a nice sized block, and the stamp I'm going to use is the We Wish You a Merry Christmas, also from the seasonal catalogue that's currently available. Here we are, line it up so we know it's going to fit. That's it. And we need our pine ink. Hold it up, make sure you've got ink all over it, and then lining up across over the top. Down we go. Beautiful. So using my chamois cloth, give that a wipe. Very important to clean your stamps when you're finished using them, and to put the cover back on your ink pad. Card back into the frame. We can now stick everything together. So a little bit of double-sided tape on here, and lining it up. Sage, double-sided tape, more on the back here. Now, I tend to put this one on first, but making sure I've got these little babies where they need to be. So it does overlap the framing a little bit, so you just need to make sure that it's kind of even. There we go. And this side also. About there. Okay, and then this one is going to go in the middle. Nice and straight. There we go. Then we can stick these down. So again, just double-sided tape. Remembering where you had it nicely sized, nicely angled, nice and even. Here we go, with a little bit of green coming through, and this one. Same thing, lining it up. There we have it. Now, the finishing touch is some dots. Now, the dots this year that are in our core catalogue are fantastic because they don't just come in dots. They come as dots, hearts and stars. And the red pack has the colours scarlet, candy apple and papaya in it. So, perfect for us because we're using the scarlet. And I think the stars go with Christmas cards quite nicely. So we'll just put a couple in here. Now there's 3 different sizes. So we might just spread them around a little bit. Again, 3 being an ideal number. And there we go. So I'll pop some still photos in at the end of this card and some others where you can use the paper weaving technique. Hope that was helpful.